Hello dear students, this is Dr. Amita Telan. DC first semester subject essential of IT and OS unit number 1 introduction to computer. This is our lecture number 3rd. In the previous lecture I have told you about the block diagram of computer and the types of computer. Today we will see generations of computer and IBM PC. First we will see, let us start generations of computer. So generation in computer terminology is a change in technology a computer is being used. Initially, the generation term was used to distinguish between varying hardware technology. Nowadays, generation includes both hardware and software, which together make up an entire computer system. There are 5 computer generations known till date. First generation 1946 to 1959. Second generation 1959-1965. Third generation 1965 to 71. Fourth generation 1971 to 80. And fifth generation 1980 onwards. As you can see here, that in every generation hardware is changed. Okay, in first generation we were using vacuum tubes as the main component. In second generation we were using transistors. Third generations integrated circuits. Fourth generation microprocessors and VLSI microprocessor, and fifth generation ULSI microprocessor. So in every generations here we can see the variation in hardware, means the hardware is improving. As the hardware is improving, the size, the capacity and everything, it is improving. So first of all, start from first generation computer. Let us see some important characteristics. The period of first generation was from 1946 to 59, as we have seen before. The computers used vacuum tubes as the basic component for memory and circuitry for CPU. These tubes, they are like electric bulbs and they produce a lot of heat, and the installation used to fuse frequently. Therefore, they were very expensive and only large organizations were able to afford it. Mainly, batch processing operating systems was used in these generations computer. Punch card, paper tape and magnetic tapes, they were used for input and output, and computer used machine code as the programming language. So you can see here the picture of first generation computer, very large in size, and as you can see the vacuum tubes we discussed here. Third point, that vacuum tubes, they used to fuse frequently. They just like electric bulbs and they used to fuse frequently. So you can imagine that how expensive and uh, costly its maintenance will be. And you can see the size is also too large, and they also need an AC room to keep these computers, to keep them cold. Okay, because of heat it could harm a lot. Now look at the main features. Vacuum tube terminology, they are unreliable, supported machine language only, very costly, generated a lot of heat. Slow input and output device, huge size, need of AC, non-portable, consumed a lot of electricity. Some examples you can see: ENIAC, ADVEC, UNIVAC, IBM 701, IBM 650. Now second generation computer, the period of second generation as we discussed before, 1959 to 65. Here transistors were used. They are cheaper, consume less power, more compact in size, more reliable, faster than first generation. Magnetic cores were used here in second generation. Okay, magnetic cores were used as primary memory and magnetic tape and disk as secondary storage device. Assembly language and high-level programming languages were introduced like Fortran, COBOL, etc. They use batch processing and multi-programming operating system. So we can see some improvement here in comparison with first generation computer. You can see how it looks like. The size is reduced as compared to first generation computer. Features: use of transistors, reliable in comparison to first generation, small size, generated less heat, consumed less electricity, faster than first generation, very costly, AC required, and supported machine and assembly languages. So we can see some improvement here. Now there's some example: IBM 1620, IBM 7094, CDC 1904, CDC 3600, UNIVAC 1108. Later we will see about IBM PCs. Characteristics of third generation computer. It was from 1965 to 71. They used IC, integrated circuit. Single IC has many transistor, resistor and capacitor. IC was invented by Jack Kilby. This development made computers smaller in size, reliable and efficient. So you can say that third generation is the milestone for today's modern computer system, where ICs were introduced, and because of ICs the size of computer it becomes smaller. Okay, so in this generation, remote processing, time sharing, multi-programming OS were used, and high-level languages were also used during this generation. Some more high-level languages were added as compared to second generation computers. You can see how it looks like, very compact in size in comparison to your first generation, second generation. These they looks very compact and very small in size. Okay, features: IC used and more reliable, smaller size, generated less heat, faster, lesser maintenance, costly, AC required, consume lesser electricity and support high level languages. Examples: IBM 360 series, as I told you. In the second topic, in the next topic, we will see the IBM PC. So we will see how they all work. Honeywell 6000 series, PDP, IBM 370, 168, TDC 316. Fourth generation computer characteristics. Its period is from 1971 to 80. Okay, so in this generation, we were using very large scale integrated circuit, VLSI. In short, we'll say that VLSI circuit having about 5000 transistors and other circuit elements with their associated circuit on a single chip. So you can imagine that on a single chip they include 5000 transistors and other circuit elements also. So obviously the size of these computer become more compact here. Okay, because every possible thing we can think about it is now in a single chip. So as a result it gave rise to PC revolution. In this generation, time sharing, real time network, distributed OS were used, and all the high level languages they also used in this generation. You can see at the picture here how it looks like, and here are various features. VLSI technology, very cheap, portable, reliable, use of PC, very small size, pipeline processing, no AC required. This is the important thing here, that we don't need no more ACs. We can keep that computers anywhere we want. That's why the revolution of PC came into existence, that now common people can also afford and use this computer. Concept of internet, great developments in the field of network. Computers become easily available. Fourth generation computer example, DEC-10, Star 1000, PDP-11, Cray 1, Cray X, MP. The period of fifth generation is 1980 till death. Fifth generation VLSI technology become ULSI technology, and it is based on parallel processing hardware and AI. AI is an emerging branch in computer science. Okay, all the high-level languages like C, C++, Java, .NET, they are used in this generation. Fifth generation computer you can see in this picture, and its features are here: AI, robotics, neural networks, game playing, development of expert systems to make decisions in real life situation, natural languages. Main feature of fifth generation are ULSI technology. That is the main reason that we are going to reduce the size of computer these days very fastly because of this ULSI technology. Some more important and interesting features of fifth generation computer: development of true artificial intelligence, development of natural language, advancement in parallel processing, advancement in superconductor technology, and more user-friendly interface with multimedia feature, availability of very powerful and compact computers at cheaper rate. Examples: desktop, laptop, notebook, ultrabook, Chromebook. Okay, so you can see here. In our next lecture, we will see the IBM PC. So till then, keep studying and be safe. Thank you very much.